Did you know that there's a really interesting phenomenon on the internet often referred to as a broke boyfriend hug? A boyfriend hug often refers to a man who hugs his girlfriend or wife from behind whenever she buys him something. And there's a really interesting reason why it happened. And also why it went viral back in 2022. And for many people, this hug usually signifies a relationship where the woman usually pays for everything. And it usually happens around the cash register where money has to be used. And the psychological theory behind the broke boyfriend hug is that it's a type of maid guarding that these men have to use. And this means that it's a type of act to prevent other men from stealing your girlfriend or wife. And this usually stems from a sense of insecurity since these men usually know that their women can do much better without them. And other types of maid guarding include controlling behaviors as well as extreme jealousy. And the reason why these men hug their women from behind is to show everybody that these two are in a relationship, and that way the chance of someone else trying to steal them is much lower. And many believe that the insecurity in this case has to do with a lack of economic resources. And maid guarding in this case is simply a behavior in order to compensate for that. And it's basically a tool to deny any sort of rival males from any opportunities. However, many women over time will often resist maid guarding, especially if they believe that the relationship is
unpopular opinion. We live in a world where a man has to be financially stable just to date a broke woman.
See, ladies, I keep trying to tell you, we're not the only ones looking for a big, strong provider. There are some men out here, straight men, who are also looking for a big, strong provider. They want to know what you bring to the table. They want to know if they could go half on some bills, or can you take care of them? They want to know if they can get some princess treatment. They want to know if they could be passenger princess. Like, some of these men are so jealous of women, they want everything they feel that you are entitled to. A man with a provider mentality isn't worried about what you make. He's not worried about your money. He doesn't care what kind of job you have. He doesn't care about the benefits. He doesn't care about any of that because he's going into the relationship expecting to provide and take care of you and his children. But men like this, you think that you're exposing women, but you're really exposing yourself. You're letting us know that you're broke. You're letting us know that you're stingy and that you're cheap. Because what does it matter? You are so focused on the fact that you do paid labor that you don't fully appreciate her unpaid labor. Because you'll expect this same woman who doesn't make as much money as you or who doesn't have an actual job to take care of your kids and to cook and clean for you and to do all of these things to take care of the home. Just because those services are unpaid doesn't mean they're not valuable. But some men they only think they're amazing because they bring home a paycheck. You wouldn't be able to bring home that paycheck if you were hiring a cook, if you were hiring a maid, if you were hiring a nanny or a surrogate or a tutor or a driver or a therapist. It's like some of you only value money. But yet you'll jump on here and say that women are the ones who are transactional. These are the same men who will call a woman masculine if she starts talking about how much money she makes or her career or her degrees. You say that's masculine. We don't want that. All we care about is women who are fit, friendly, and feminine. That's what y'all will say. These fit, feminine, and flirty women, they don't always have jobs. So what do you want? Do you want her working 40 hours a week or not? Because y'all don't even know what y'all want.
What is more interesting is that men like this don't necessarily want working women. They're just there to boost their ego. You do not want a working woman. Let's not lie to yourselves. Let's not. Because the minute you get into that relationship with that woman, you realize that you actually have to pick up weight when you're with a woman with money. Because if not, you're going to realize that you are actually the woman. So who's the man in this regard? They want submissive providers. Men want submissive providers. Men want women that can take care of them. This thing that they are leaders, they are what? I don't think a man is natural leaders, but he can train to be one. He can train to be a submissive leader, but he isn't. It isn't in his nature. We can try to train a dog to be a police dog, but it isn't in the nature's dog. In the dog's nature to be sniffing stuff around of substances. Of course, it's in the nature of a dog to sniff things. Female dogs, but not that kind of substances. Not to that kind of training. They're trained. And sometimes that right man can be in his right element, in his charge, and then he can take the leadership position. But not often than not. He's not. So be careful, ladies, especially if you want a man. Be careful. Nah, I'm done with men. Men are not the things I'm serious with. Even though I have a man that I like and I love him so much, but still, even at that, I'm like, no, honey, sorry. I'm better off alone and figure out my mind, figuring out my issues, figure out my stand in life, figuring out a lot of things about myself. I'm very much in a good space right now. So to mess up with someone who's trying to give me something that they're not, they're trying to look for their next couch, trying to look for somebody to cook for them, and it's rough out there. Hey, I'm not saying that right men don't exist, they do. I'm just saying there's just too much going on in the world right now to be putting myself there that much, you know. Where now you just have to relax, sit in your element, and you stop looking. Nature knows what it needs to do, and what needs to find you will find you even when you're inside the house. And talk about correct timing. Talk about knowing your position. Talk about being rightful where you are. So, for me, I'm going to tell you something. Men, even when they may not interact in my videos, I promise you they're watching. I promise you they're watching. Married, single, those that hate me in between, they are watching. They're watching me. I promise you. Even the ones that I blocked, they found a way to even find you. I'm thinking I'm drifting to another conversation. I'm talking about something else that happened on my TikTok. But really, men are strange. Like, they don't want those things that they're talking about. They want your position. They want them inside that position. They don't necessarily want a working woman. They want to be the ones with a degree in that and in their car driving that, and then changing women, providing on their mood, on what they feel like and what they can do. That's what they want. They don't want you as a person. They don't need you as someone that they feel that they can build their life with. They feel like they can do better than you, in fact. So I don't know why beautiful ladies will go out of their way to find a man that is potentially looking for their replacement. And it probably marries you because of your benefits and what they can gain from you. Like, you need to listen to men, and not those that give you relationships advice, like those ones that give advice to other men, not women, because often the time it's also performative.